Hello. Okay. The early bird special, as it were. Coyote Lobos versus 323 Minnesota Tribe Recon. Most teams taking a well-deserved break this week for the various national holidays, but teams, if they wanted to, were allowed to schedule their match during the sort of rest week, and these teams have decided to play today. As soon as we get the confirmation from Jade Harpy, we will be launching into match. So this match has standings implications for the Coyotes, not so much for Minnesota Tribe. Looking at the standings, they're about 20 points behind Smoke Keshik, which means it'd be very difficult for them to catch up. But Coyote is looking to get, obviously, as many points as possible and catch up to the top two. Or rather, catch up to Cy Rizars. Yeah. Teams really. Yeah. Turbo Commander taking a lot of damage on the push up here, but it's all been armor and it's been fairly well spread. I don't know if you can actually get up there without jump jets from that side. Yeah. Teams continuing trade shots here. Jade Harpy's opened up, looks like. Yeah, his left torso is open. So those LBXs will be able to crit off that full arm. And on the Direwolf, losing a torso can be a pretty big deal. Oh, open CT now too on Jade Harpy. Cobalt Commander just drilling the map.
Can anyone read?
And that'll be a win for the Minnesota Tribe. Yep. And now we're off to the Liao jungle for the assault mid fight. Given that it is the rumble in the jungle, I am expecting somewhere near max. Like I'm expecting. Honestly, I'm expecting a stone rhino and a veagle or something similar. I mean, to be fair, Minnesota and the Boreal Ridge probably home team advantage. And we can see the Coyotes haven't locked up yet, but do seem to be hovering at that full 150. Of course, it ain't over till the one team calls locked. And both teams are locked with 155 and 140 apiece. Let's head into match. I mean, it tells me maybe a 90 tonner and a 55 tonner, or and a 50 tonner, or maybe a 95 and a 45. If it's a 100 tonner and like a 40 tonner, I'm surprised. And I'm heading over to blue team. So no surprises. Catgirl in the Veagle and Elec in the Stone Rhino Kolos.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
We've got two LB20s, three Flamers, and six SRM6s on that Kolos, and an LBX20 and four SRM6s on the Veagle. And Spectre looks like Battle Doll is the called target in that supernova.
We've almost got them all. Clean up the survivors. We're experiencing some losses. Don't get sloppy out there.
Yeah, Catgirl training with him now. He's lost an arm, not that he cares. He's also open left side torso.
Command to ground forces.
And down he
We're
goes.
detecting no more hostiles. Good job, soldiers.
The big one is I think it's just like this. I've seen it work in a full team setting where you have multiple supernovas. I don't know that it's what I would want in a brawler. The one that I'm on is I go back and forth on whether flamers are worth it in these sort of duels. I think my assumption is just that if you're going to like teams should hit their overrides at this level, or even at this level, I guess. And I don't know that the half ton. I mean, it's not a huge cost, I guess, but true. Yeah. And this will be a medium and a light this drop, correct? Captain coming in for the Minnesota tribe, locking up at 70 tons, which to me says Warthog and a Shadowcat. Other team walking in at the full 90. Let's get into match. The Coyotes are back being team one this match.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
So I was right about the mech, or the half the mechs. STI Leopard running 12 machine guns and 3 flamers on a Piranha 1, with Kane bringing in a Huntsman packet, and I'm going to guess that's all CERMs. Yeah, 8 CERM 6s. Lone Wolf the called target here. STI Leopard able to put out really good DPS, but maybe a bit of a miscommunication in the Minnesota tribe. STI Leopard just sort of 1v2ing as Kane had backed off. He gets legged for it. He'll go. His level like will go down.
Are eliminated. We're taking critical losses. We need you to pull through.
Notvis loses a leg and an arm to, I'm guessing, an ammo explosion.
Come in.
Shuts down.
The surface. Can anyone read?
And Kane gets picked up by Lone Zero on the back end. Yeah. So another 2-0 win for the Coyotes. As we head to Crimson. As we head to Crimson for drop 2. Yeah. Oh, it's yeah, it's the cap everybody forgets about. I want to say it's skirmish because I have memories of the infamous saddle push, which is the name, at least in quick play, where you push sort of Echo 6, Fox 6. And both teams roughly equidistant, so it's not like one team can confidently say that they can get there first. Personally, I'd argue that Team 1 seems to have the better receive side. Worth remembering, though, that this is 200 tons, so the odds of teams doing any sort of range shenanigans are fairly low. You could also do tunnel push. It's like underground Echo 5 to Delta 6. I mean, I think it ended up played a lot in CS23, less because it's a good map, more just a quirk of your other choices were Vitric and Hellbore Outpost. As both teams are locked, and we are heading into match 2. I will hang around FC. So a bit of a mixed deck coming out of the Coyotes. We have two Mistlings Gulfs running kind of what you would expect from those. Then we've got two Black Lantern Alphas running Small Pulse and ER Micro. So again, very sort of brawly focused. And then rounding it out, we have a Viper Foxtrot. Yeah. And it looks like Minnesota Tribe, in fact, going for that tunnel push. And we do have a quick question from chat. The 1v1, who won it? Also, you may be muted on stream. Either that or you're very quiet. As the Coyotes occupy Theta, start collecting the points. Minnesota Tribe pushing out of tunnel, finding absolutely nothing waiting for them. The Coyotes have just set up all around Theta, looking to push up to cover and get the brawl position with Cobalt Commander, giving some Overwatch scouting. No real potential for Overwatch fire out of that Mistlinks. It's heavy machine guns and micro lasers. As Brawl Ball comes up here, looks like they're just going to charge straight across. They might see Scorched Cheddar in the Mistlinks, but that is a very fast mech.
All right, let's see. That should fix the sound issue.
Scorched Cheddar looks to be the call target caught out. STI Leopard taking the fire from the Coyotes as they dive on in. Yeah, Scorched Cheddar opened up but not legged anywhere. It's sitting at 71%.
STI Leopard, both legs open, one gone. There he goes.
And they pick up Scorched Cheddar in exchange. Looks like Cobalt Commander is going to be the next call target. He's got 3 of the Minnesota Tribe on him. As Catgirl and Ozyman move up to support.
Oh, Jim the Jimmies. Oh, looks like there's a... I don't know if there's a change or someone got turned around there.
Yeah. Jade Harvey also took a lot of damage on that leg. So he goes into dual Cobalt Commander. And the rest of the team is diving in on Ozyman. Yeah, loses the leg, goes down. Cobalt Commander called target, but seems to be shielding well. As he duels with Paladin of Argyle.
Does he have weapons left? Not much.
Paladin of Argyle gets leg. Catgirl's going to try to clean him up, but Cobalt Commander able to jetpack right out of the way.
Oh,
And
well,
Catgirl picks up Paladin on the backside. Cobalt Commander gets legged.
here we go. Saw him try to do a distraction there for a minute.
Goes right up into the air. Doesn't kill himself on the landing, but Jimmy's probably going to pick him up as Catgirl gets legged. Yeah, Jimmy trying to pick him up, but not able to find those terms. Battle Doll in now, picks him up. Leaving us with 3v2 for the Coyotes. Jimmy the call target now. Catgirl legs are not able to be in this fight as much as they probably want to be. Ozyman gets legged. Powers down, gets taken out, 2v2.
Catgirl sneaking up behind Battle Doll.
Yeah, Battle Doll going to try to hit Novus as Novus cleans up Jimmy. Oh, and there's the leg on the Viper. Novus comes in. Those machine guns going to make quick work of whatever's left of Battle Doll's leg. There we go.
There we are. Sorry about the audio issue there, folks. Should have that fixed now. All right, let's take a look here and see what our stats are looking like. Coyote's picking it up, but Minnesota Tribe grabbing 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, with a bit more cohesion in the brawl there, I think Minnesota Tribe could have pulled that out.
Oh yeah, that could have gone either way. All right.
As we head on to my favorite tonnage of this tournament,
So
the 275 match.
this one's great because you can do almost anything effectively.
Mhm.
But whatever you do, you have to, at least to me, it feels like you have to really commit to it. It
Yeah,
doesn't,
there's no space for halvesies decks.
yeah.
We could see Orions. We could see Timberwolves. Let's
Remember,
call them Thunderwolves for a minute there. That's not even a deck,
Summoners.
I don't think.
I'm sure a Thunderwolf is something somewhere if we look it up.
Summoners are an option. Sun Spiders are an option.
Yeah.
Uh, a single Urban Mech 2C is an option.
That's right. You can run two Urban Mech 2Cs, just not on the same drop in this
Yep,
one.
you can run the Energy one once and the Ballistics one once.
Yep. I have been trying very hard to think of a way to work them into my drop decks, but I just haven't found a good way to justify putting them in. Promise you, I
Honestly,
have been trying.
I don't really think there is a good way to justify them. To be completely honest with you,
No, but
I said this
memes are nice.
as an avowed fan of the Urban Mech. It's not good.
Yeah, like I think I was telling you this earlier. I was doing another stream and we were getting some faction play drops in so everyone could complete the event. And there were 11 of us and we dropped 11 Urbies and whatever our rando was had to deal with that.
Yeah, the noble trash can not nearly as powerful as one might expect.
Yeah. The clan trash is not quite as uh, durable as the
I mean, it does sort of illustrate the stereotype that clan mechs tend to hit harder, be a bit faster, and not be as durable as their inner sphere counterparts. As the Minnesota tribe locks up, probably going to see a very quick lock from Coyotes here. Or not.
or not. They might be taking some time going over their plan.
You
Um,
get the full 5 minutes to discuss.
yeah, trading memes maybe. I know sometimes my team is just sitting there trading memes. I don't lock until I can get them focused again. You know, Uzi's got some cats there.
All right, both teams ready up. Ready up. Let's go and get into the match.
Ludo coming in for the Minnesota tribe.
Yep. So I am, of course, now contractually obligated to be completely biased towards Minnesota.
Well, yeah, you betcha. Me too.
But yeah, to answer the question, Minnesota did win drop one, but Coyotes did win drop one, but Minnesota won the 1v1, which got them the single point.
Yep. And I shall head for the Team 2 side once again. Here among the rectangles, we wait for the teams. Probably waiting for someone to load in yet.
I wonder what you'd call this architectural style. Where you have like the fairly boxy bottom half of the buildings within these like weirdly rounded roofs.
Uh, there were some schools around here like that were built like that in the 70s and 80s.
Like I want to call it Art Deco, but it's not Art Deco. Art
No.
Deco is like tall panel lines and stuff.
Yeah, it's all clean. Ah,
Bit of a mixed bag coming out of the Minnesota tribe. Once the next login, we'll get a look here. Bluto in a Gargoyle Delta, running Small Pulse and Micro Pulse. We've got Simboto in a Mad Dog Revenant, running CERMS, Small Pulse, and Micro Pulse. We have STI Leopard in an Arctic Cheetah Prime with 3 plasma cannons. The Dusty Busty with in the Timberwolf Delta with a small pulse laser, 5 medium pulse lasers, 4 7.6s, and 2 AP Gauss, and then Jimmy the Jim Jiminy's in the Arctic Cheetah with 6 AP Gauss and 3 small pulse.
over here we've got 2 Vipers again. Machine guns, some small lasers, the Viper Fs. We've got the Black Lantern A Uzi Man again, running that. Small pulses and ER micros, and we've got 2 summoners, which are the SRM splat builds. Looks like they are setting up on the top of the saddle right now with a Viper and Black Lantern just sort of scouting it out. Everyone else staying up on top of the deck. Are they running that far water route again on the Team 1
No,
side?
they've headed up the ridge and they're kind of going down the highway instead.
Okay.
They're also waiting for their tonnage to get grouped up before they push the corner, it looks like.
Oh, who's slowing them down there? Oh, the Mad Dog.
Yeah. Bluto is able to keep up in that gargoyle, but that Mad Dog is not quick.
Oh, some PPCs. We see those plasmas coming across. Doesn't look like they're really getting much damage in. Both teams seem to be setting one person for the cap point.
Yeah, if that. Jimmy looks to be the call from Recon. Whereas Coyotes are probably just going to wait to group its 5 and then push it.
Coyotes are setting up there in one spot. There went some smoke. Doesn't look like anyone got smoked with it.
Now, SCI Leopard and Novice might run into each other here. Comes Leopard backs right off.
Yeah, Coyote's getting a few UAVs up, but they're getting shot down.
Yeah. And it looks like
Not
Simboto has finally joined the fight, but by going up on the high ground, they are announcing their position to the Coyotes here.
not this staying. There we go. Slowly backing up to the rest of his team.
Yeah, a little bit of trade fire coming back and forth, but nobody's really in effective range for those small lasers yet.
No. The only person who's probably in range is the one with those plasmas.
Yeah. SCI Leopard catches some SERMs as he pokes up.
Yep, SDI Leopard catching the worst of that trade there.
Ooh.
Oh, Timbato trying to get around the corner and do a flank,
Jimmy
but it is
fails to
not
jump.
happening.
And it looks like that's going to be that's going to cause the trigger pull as Elec pushes right up in that summoner.
Oh, Notvis and Dusty Busty.
Yeah. Cobalt Commander rotates over in the summoner.
STI Leopard down below 70%. Let's see if we can take a look and see what's happened to him.
4v2 though, as Dusty gets leg. So pick him up on the side of the fight. Aussie Man with the cleanup.
STI Leopard open side torso. And that Arctic cheetah. Trying
They're
to get some
giving a
shots
lot
on
of
Kobold.
they're giving a lot of respect to that Mad Dog from Simboto, as it just rips a chunk off Cobalt Commander.
Notfist taking down that gargoyle. That was some big tonnage and good to get off the board. Elec now in the summoner, taken down.
Yeah,
ST-
Novice will dive in.
STI Leopard.
Oh, they got the arm off the Mad Dog. Well, they
Whirling
got
around.
one leg and opened the other. Jimmy dives in, try to protect him and share armor, but Novice is able to Valkyrie himself over and pick up the other leg. As Cobalt Commander cooks himself, trying to take down Jimmy. Scorched Cheddar and Aussie Man should be able to clean him up.
A lot of
Jimmy
really
going for
tight.
the points play, trying to pick up Notvis before he goes down. But they'll shoot his leg off.
Notfist down to one leg. Uzi Man still has armor everywhere. Scorched Cheddar still has armor everywhere.
And that'll be another 5-2 cleanup for the Coyotes. As soon as they jump onto Theta here.
Yep, once they've got the Thetans,
Theta
we'll
is
be done
controlled by the
here.
enemy.
There was a lot of tight fighting in that corner and around those corners. Give you all the basic stats here for a second. I'm going to see if I can get you a little more detail. I'm wondering if that one had a fair amount of team damage here. So let's see if we can figure that out. Yeah, Bluto did 52 team damage in that gargoyle. Orders of magnitude above anybody else. I think the next highest is 4. Yeah, the Coyotes did a great job of not crossing lines, and I'm not sure what happened with Bluto and that gargoyle. I didn't see what would have pushed that, but there was definitely a time where somebody got in the way, and
Probably ate an alpha or two to the leg.
yeah. Oh,
See, this is why you don't move teams.
all right, coming up here on Polar. Yeah. Oh, we gotta move Bluto.
I already moved him down.
Oh, this is still not quite right. In the map room, is it? Nope. Both teams spawning up a grid square or two closer to the center than it's showing there.
Yeah. So Theta, or sorry,
Kappa this time.
Kappa, the sort of bottom center cap, is our open cap this time.
Yep. Mark that on the map here for y'all so it's a little easier to see. I don't know.
We're up to 375 tons.
Yeah. Up to 375 tons. Now you can do a little bit more of a mix deck. You know,
Yeah.
one sniper, maybe 2, and then a wolf pack.
Start to see the speed brawl fall off.
Yep. More receive, more range trade. It'll be interesting to see what happens. You can still speed brawl this map pretty well with all the different trenches and places to hide.
Mhm. Though the Kappa point is, I mean, it's reasonably well trenched.
Yeah, looking at that, looks like Team 1 might have some more and deeper trenches on their approach.
My
But
question is less for deeper trenches and more for what sort of trenches you can get firing lines down.
yeah,
And to give an update on these sort of stats here, Coyotes could very much cinch first. Obviously, they want to get as many points as possible in this match, but they're only 4 points behind the current lead, who are playing the third place team in Smoke Keshik for the other match this round. So
yeah,
as long as they beat Minnesota by 4 points more than Rysars earns in their match, they will cinch first. They might need to get 5 points. I'm not 100% how these teams will work out on breakers.
yeah. It would be much better to get that 5th point. I know that. Um, Looking at their,
I think it goes to head first.
yeah,
In which case they need 5 points because they lost to Rysars in the head to head.
yes, they did. Yep. Uzi Man locking up those Coyotes. On the Team 1 side, in Alpha and Bravo, which you would expect with a Kappa push, those are the spawns closest to the Kappa side.
But given the performance we've seen out of them so far, uh, I think cinching max points or near max points is very much
Yeah,
within the Coyotes' grasp here.
yeah. They're down one at least. Oh,
Yeah.
Jimmy's saying somebody lost power here. Yep.
Worth noting, we are not refs. We
Mm-hmm.
can't like call the other team on time and stuff. And honestly, for these sort of extenuating circumstances, I think it really has to come down to the teams filing a ticket and complaining.
I mean,
I think
it's
the launch time rules allow a certain flexibility.
they've still got 5 minutes. Well, a little less than 5. But yeah, we'll take this as a moment for everybody to stand up, do a bit of a stretch,
Yeah, we can. What's
drink
that
some
baseball
water,
song they
take
always
care
play
of
during?
yourself.
What's the song baseball stadiums always play during like the seventh inning stretch?
Take me out to the ball game. Oh man, and then somebody else apparently got PGI disconnected. Yeah,
The PGI gangs, the most powerful of all the gangs.
yeah. I wonder if it'll tell me the temperature.
No, it's I think about 25 right now where I'm at. which is apparently 77 in freedom units. We also do have a heat warning because no buildings here are built with AC by default, or at least no residential buildings.
Yeah. Yeah, my house was built in 1919 and only got AC within the last 2 or 3 years. Mostly because the furnace broke in the middle of winter. And when they came to replace it, I asked them, well, how much more does it cost to put an AC on it? And they said just a couple thousand. I was like, well, take it. I'll do it.
So we have the lock from Team 1. Looks like Team 2 has gotten their DC stuff sorted.
Yep. Kane is back, and yeah.
I'm going to consider that the lock, even though he's Team 2. We're launching into match.
Yeah. Oh, hello, kitty.
Of course, you couldn't show up in the middle of the delay there, so we could have switched to the cat cam.
Yeah.
Have to go as soon as we're started back up. I see how it is, cat.
Yeah. The worst part is I actually have the cat cam rigged up and ready to go because reasons.
Well, sticking by the Sigma side if you want to jet over to the Team 2 side.
Yeah, I'll head on over here by Epsilon. Not Epsilon, Sigma. I know how this game works, I promise. Trying to remember exactly where the new spawn point is. We'll see how close I get.
Is it weird that I kind of miss the old polar?
Like which old polar? Like before they moved the spawn points, or like before that?
Like the classic polar Lerm lens.
No. It had its own appeal. I always think when they heavily rework a map like that, they should always keep the classic in the rotation and the new one. But
I don't know, for some of them, not so much.
the ones I really miss are the original. Um,
Looks like we got Speed Brawl coming out of the Coyotes with two linebacker deltas, their fourth and final Black Lantern, and a pair of executioners.
Bluto, the rifleman with AC2s, Hunchback, Executioner, Direwolf, Ultra 2s, Mad Dog out of Jade Harpy. Are you trying to LRM or are you trying to brawl too? You're trying to brawl. Come on, Jimmy. What are you doing in that Executioner? Two large Paul. Yep, the traditional large micro small
So we've got
mix.
three brawlers out of the Coyotes, with Ozzyman, Cobalt Commander, and Catgirl running brawl builds. I believe Cobalt Commander brought some extra lasers, but otherwise it's a CERM linebacker, same with Catgirl. Not this and Elec in the Executioners are running the Pop-Tart builds, though. They have either 2 or 3 PPCs on top of the standard beret of micro lasers. As Jimmy pushes right up in that Xe.
Kane and Bluto sitting back, trying to snipe with twos and ultra twos.
Confirming that we have possession of Kappa.
Coyote's getting the cap point, putting a little bit of pressure on.
Yeah, Jimmy's going to peek the corner, but it almost seems like the Xes are just going to happily try to play the Pop-Tart game with those range traders.
And who is...
Or
Then
no,
there's...
they may just jump on Jade Harpy here. Cobalt Commander going around for the flank. He's got Ozzyman, Elec, and Catgirl with him.
Oh, yep, the whole team coming around, conga lining. Oh, good, they're forming up.
And oh, Jimmy, I don't actually think he realized how close he was there.
Yeah, he's got the UAV up now, so he's got an idea and deciding to play it safe. There's now
Yeah,
all three of them there around that hill. Looks like they might be trying to bait them back into the snipers.
yeah.
Sure.
UAV's up from both sides now.
See here, Notvis seems to be taking some shots from somewhere. Let's see if they're actually connecting anywhere meaningful. Nope, just the armor still.
Yeah, but it looks like he and Kane have been trading shots about evenly, honestly.
You'd think he'd be on the worst side of that with Bluto over there, but maybe the angles are just not quite so.
The other thing too is just pop tarting versus the sort of DACA range support that Coyotes have set up.
Yep. Oh, and their support is coming up closer.
Yeah, Cobalt Commander and Catgirl both in really good flanking positions to blunt this push. As Elec now is catching most of the DACA. Aussie Man peeks around, gets a face full of laser for his trouble.
There go the AC2s pounding away again as they keep moving up. Alec pop tarting.
Catgirl gonna see Jimmy. Gets a lot of fire for it, but gets a couple alphas off.
That girl's
Honestly,
showing up to say meow.
if I'm Coyotes, I think you need to pull the trigger here.
Yeah,
You either need
before
to stay,
those. Because if you
you
know
either need
that
to
that
stay,
support is popping,
yeah, like your brawl set needs to either stay completely in cover and stop taking free damage, and let Alec and Novice trade away with those PPCs, or you need to pick someone and push.
yeah. What sort of damage did Catgirl take out of that? Still just armor, one side torso. Ooh,
Novice is
Uzi
OP.
Man. Uzi Man getting hit in the head.
Yeah, as Jimmy pushes up, Novice very toasted.
Yeah. Novice looks like he got a couple good hits in the back there from someone.
Oh, he may just be cooking himself too. 3 ER PPCs is a really hot build.
Yeah. And this map isn't as cold as most
Oh,
people think
Jade
it is.
Harvey pushes up and takes down Cobalt Commander.
There we go.
Lose a leg for it. As Aussie Man's pretty beat up. Fight started. Notviz moving up to tank, but Jade Harpy's gonna get cleaned up.
Notvis just one touch anywhere.
Yeah, and that's the Leopard can smell. He's poking around. He's got Aussie Man and Notviz. It's Jimmy the Jimmy's tries to come in, but just gets a faceful laser for his trouble. That's the Leopard pokes up again, finds Alec. Notviz runs around, gets the laser burn off.
Jimmy open all the torsos. Oh, Jimmy, got to turn
Beat up
around. There you go, Jimmy. Oh,
No, clean up Notviz. Now Kane and Bluto just rolling up, and they see a very beat up Catgirl. He's gonna start ripping into her with the AC2s.
there she
Bluto gets the
goes.
pickup.
Who's left over here? We've got that executioner with all torsos open. And
And Aussie
Uzi.
Man, who's lost the torso and just has those 3 small pulse lasers. As STI Leopard very beat up, gonna get cleaned up by Alec. Now it's Jimmy's turn. Can Alec clean him up? Down to 26.
Alec
Yeah,
getting
they do get
himself
Jimmy,
another point.
but Kane and Bluto should be able to clean this up. They pick
Yep.
up Alec. Aussie Man's gonna go in. Yeah, Kane gets free fire on his back here.
Aussie Man maybe going to try and run and get the win on the cap.
They don't have quite enough time. I believe it's 275-ish. He needs to stay alive and power down if that's what he wants to do it.
Yeah, he needs to stay alive. He needs to lead them on a chase. He needs to lead them out of here, away from the point, not closer to it.
Yeah,
Because
he is significantly faster than the rifleman and the direwolf. So
with
if he
that
does
sight,
decide to disengage, he may be able to ring around the rose. But no, he's diving back in.
yeah, I think he's realized he's led them to the wrong spot.
He's denied the cap point, but probably not for long enough. Open torso. Ludo is probably just going to roll up on him.
He's looking around, trying to see what other options he's got. Ludo's still fully armored. Kane, open rear. It looks like he's cooked himself a bit.
Yeah. One more touch to that CT. He's going down.
Kappa is under enemy control.
Yep. Down he goes. So Ludo is free to run to, I believe, Epsi would be the closest point.
Yep, now they're free to try to grab the point. So let's see how some of these mechs went down over here. Let's take another look. That Executioner, Notvis, CT. Executioner, Jimmy, CT, the Hunchback, both side torsos. Executioner here, Alec, CT. And Jade Harpy and that Mad Dog, CT. That's one of the things you'll find some of the newer teams have difficulty is switching from legs to CTs in these heavier tonnage drops, and it looks like everybody made that transition effectively.
Yeah. What won it for Minnesota Tread there was just they were able to, even though they weren't necessarily out trading, they were able to delay the fight long enough and let Blue and Kane get enough damage out of those AC2s that they won the ensuing brawl.
And then
It doesn't help that the Executioner build that the Coyotes went with is very toasty.
yeah. I imagine what you were saying was true, and that he cooked himself
Notvis
pretty
absolutely
thoroughly.
was overriding and cooked himself more than a little. I don't know if Alec did. Alec was also running a slightly more conservative build. He only had the two, or well, they only had the two ERPPCs.
Yeah. We'll see how many of these cap points they'll have to get.
Kane tromping his way towards Theta. Looks like Blue is headed towards Gamma.
Does he have a jump jet on that rifleman? I think they can have a jump. I think they can jump. Can the 2-2s jump?
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
I think so. I'm going to double check.
They will need to pick up a fourth point, it looks like.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to get all of them.
Kane is tromping towards Sigma.
Yeah, the rifleman 2-2 can load up to 3 jump jets.
So it's worth reviewing that if the Coyotes do somehow pull this out on cap points, they will get the full 6 points.
They will get,
even though Kane and Blue are still alive.
They will get 6 points, and yeah, so the score will be 6-5, which is, I suppose, yeah.
But I don't think they will. We're only about 5 seconds away from.
Yeah, this is going to get cleaned up here. There we go. good close match there. Yeah, I think if Uzi had maybe been able to bait them in a different direction, maybe pulled off a side torso or a leg on somebody, that could have made a lot of difference on the points front.
Mm-hmm. Even just if he had been able to squirrel out and power down somewhere.
Yeah. Take a look at the stats right quick here.
So Minnesota tried happily playing spoiler.
Take a look here and see, yeah, Alec doing 82 team damage, and I'm guessing a lot of that was him just cooking himself.
I've always been curious, does overheat damage count as team damage
I believe it does.
for the stat thing specifically?
Yeah, in the lobby stats when you pull them, I believe it does. I do reserve the right to be wrong though, but I'm fairly certain that that will count. But yeah, Alec was their trader there. He got 565 damage out. Ludo at 598. Kane at 353. That Mad Dog doing good work at 575. Jimmy almost 700. Lots of big damage numbers here.
Mm. You will see a bit of an inflation of damage numbers as we move into the heavier tonnages,
Yeah.
both because teams tend to switch to like DACA or range trading, where you're trying to chew through the CT or possibly both side torsos instead of going for legs, and also just heavier mechs, more structure, more tonnage, more armor to have to chew through.
And when you're range trading too, you also don't necessarily get that full pinpoint. You have a lot of damage
There's a lot
spread
of
around.
yeah. So 475 is going to be our final tonnage.
450, right?
450.
450. Okay. Just making sure there wasn't a change for the last week where I went crazy. Always possible.
I mean, it is Tournament of Stars, where the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Oh,
But no, 450. I just did some math wrong in my head.
that's all right. Yeah. Well, yeah. If the clans understood anything about numbers and how things work, they wouldn't have gotten stopped by the phone company.
I mean, when the phone call company is also a religious cult. Okay, we have a block from Team 1 at 430 tons, which to me says 4 stone rhinos and a 30
Urban
ton
mech.
choice. The most common tonnage we've seen for this, or the most common like lightweight tonnage we've seen for this, is actually 445, where it's 4 tonnage in the shadow, 400 tonners in the Shadow Cat.
Yep. I've seen a deck or two that's 4 executioners and something bigger.
You can try to do speed brawl, and it's like Xyz and gargoyles or something to that effect.
Yeah, because if you do executioners, that's and that gives you 70 tons, which is not quite a gargoyle, but that gets you, a summoner, a sun spider, a nova cat.
And looks like Coyote's going for the full 450. Interesting to see what they bring there.
I think they've run a hunchback or two. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that again.
Yeah, especially with if they try to go for a range trade again. There's I think a 4 ER large build for the Hunch E2C that's quite good.
Yep. You can do blue lasers out of a Nova. I don't think it's a great idea, but you can do it. Huntsman also gives you some options.
There is a pretty nasty Pop Tart PPC build for the Huntsman.
Yep.
I do think it runs into the anything the Huntsman can do, the vehicle can do better. Admittedly, at 5 tons heavier.
Yeah. There we go.
We're locked up for drop 5. Let's get into match.
There we go. Let's take a peek here. And I will head over to the Epsilon side, I think. Right? Yeah.
So I float over by Sigma.
Imagine the spawn is over here somewhere now. Just gonna wait for everyone to connect and the drop ships to come on in. I can see some of them just sitting there.
My graphic settings, but it does kind of bug me that there isn't like there isn't an engine particle on the back of the Leopards.
I hadn't thought about that before, thanks. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, there is.
No, when it's loading in.
Oh, when it's loading in? No. All right, so let's see what we've got here. I've got a Direwolf, a Stone Rhino, a Gozzilla, and two Stone Rhino 4s, and an Arctic Cheetah. So let's see what's rolling on each of these. Jade, Harpy, 2 Goss, 5 ER large laser in that Direwolf. Gozzilla, 4 Hag 30s. Stone Rhino 4, 2 Goss, 4 ER large. Second of these, 4 ER large, 6 AC2. Let's see if we can.
I've got 2 Executioners running 3 PPCs and 10 lasers. I've got Aussie Man in a Gargoyle running a Brawl build. And then I've got a pair of Mad Cats Mark IIs, including the legendary Moonwalker. One running 2 Ultra 5s, 2 Ultra 10s, the other running 2 Ultra 5s and 3 regular 10s.
STI Leopard here in the Arctic Cheeto with his 3 plasmas just running to gain control of the point, deciding they don't want to play that game. But he is way out ahead.
Command confirming that we have possession of Kappa.
And somebody's dropping smoke on him. He sees it and runs away.
Not this. Looks like he caught a gauze round from somewhere.
Now let's see. So they're setting up over here. It looks like the Sniper Ridge, roughly by Epsilon. I think Epsilon's the one end of that.
Yeah. Paladin with the two gauze on top of his 4ER larges. It looks like Coyote's just trying to speed brawl this. Let's see how well these trenches do.
What did you say Uzi had in that gargoyle?
It's a brawl kit. I'll get the exact build for you in a minute here.
Couldn't remember.
6 smalls and 10 ER micros.
Okay, so it wasn't the mixed trade. All right.
Now the only traders are Novice and Catgirl in the Executioners, and they've got a trio of PPCs each.
Yeah.
As it looks like they're trading with STI Leopard and Kane.
STI Leopard with those 3 plasma cannons. Already got an open arm, but I'm going to guess that arm didn't have any armor in it at all to begin with.
Yeah. Now the Mad Cats can kind of trade here. Like they're not completely useless if they can get within that sort of 600-meter sweet spot.
Like Uzi and the Coyotes, they poked the left side, trying to see if they wanted to make that run, and it didn't look like they were too happy with it.
Yeah, you can see Lone Wolf now able to get a good burst off on Kane. He's just standing there in that Stone Rhino.
Alec looks like he's taken at least one good hit somewhere. Nope, still just all armor damage.
Catgirl able to sneak her way onto the point and get it flipped. As the trading will continue. Novice gets an arty strike on his sort of cover there. Takes a nice burn to the back. Impetus is now on the Minnesota tribe to push. As the Coyotes are going to back right off. It looks like they're going to go around the corner here and try to set an ambush for whichever poor schmuck gets sent to flip the cat back.
Catgirl, recognizing she's the one with the armor there, popping up on the hill trying to take a look. I don't think she really sees much of anything good.
And looks STI Leopard is the victim. He's going to run around and possibly just run right into Aussie Man here.
Yeah, STI is going to get clapped if he's not careful.
Oh,
oof.
Alpha from Alec.
I could hear him shooting those wonderfully moist plasma PPCs back, but I don't think he got much of a good shot himself.
No. So teams are stalled. Jade Harpy pushing up on that Direwolf, trying to get some decent angles. But it's really on the Minnesota tribe at this point to try to find the angle to start trading back.
Yeah.
We see a few lasers scratching Catgirl's paint from, looks like Jade Harpy and that Direwolf.
STI Leopard poking up his head again.
Eats a lot of fire for it, and Kane going for the flank now.
Yeah, STI Leopard, open leg, open rear, open one side torso and both arms. Although I'm pretty sure he doesn't need either arm for anything. I think it's all torso mounted weapons.
Alex in rough shape. May get a surprise STI Leopard behind him here.
Alec and Kane. Kane's suffering too over here in his Stone Rhino.
Oh, Battle Doll in the Godzilla. Open side torso.
Oof, what did that?
Those hags possibly going to get ripped off as Kane is opened up too. Loses a side torso. Still combat effective, but loses a whole bunch of his AC too. And his other side torso is not looking all that long for the world. So 2 of the range traders from Minnesota tribe very beat up. Gonna have to be careful about how they're peeking now.
Yeah.
And Paladin now pushing up, tanks a lot of fire, as it looks like the Coyotes have circled the wagons around Elvis or Alec a little bit. Notvist jumping up, gets the fire on Paladin Wargo.
See if they can make this an actual. If they do this right, they could make this an actual 2-on-1 or 3-on-2. Notvist just giving a little Pop Tart, taking those shots.
Lots of good damage on Paladin. His STI Leopard's going to fall down. I don't think he meant to do that.
Getting clapped
Jade Harpy
again.
now pushing over. Very fresh on that direwolf.
Paladin going down first.
Yeah, Jade Harpy starting to back up, but going to eat a lot of the heavy tonnage from the Coyotes there. Gets opened up. Loses an arm, loses their life.
Straight through the
Bible Dolly
CT.
Kane can't really contest here. They're both open on the torsos. Notvist pokes out. Put a lot of fire into Kane.
STI Leopard grabbing that cap point.
Yeah. As
Kane going down.
And Notvist starts to roll up on Battle Doll.
Battle Doll, not long for this World Open CT already.
Yeah. STI Leopard going to make a brave final stand at the point there, but Catgirl's behind him. Aussie Man's pushing up on his flank. Notvist to one side. Alec to another. Maybe he can trip one of them into team killing.
Doesn't look like it. Nope.
Kappa is under enemy control.
And that'll be the 5-0 to round out the match.
Take a look here at some basic stats while I work on pulling up the fancy ones. Oof. Paladin held to double damage.
The Coyotes hurt. Kept themselves to earn themselves 26 points with that, meaning that what they need is for the Smoke Keshik to hold the Psy Rise Stars to under 21 points to cinch first.
No big team damage numbers this time. Catgirl getting 13 on the top of it. But yeah, Jade Harpy and that Direwolf topping out their team at 513, followed by Kane at 418. Then STI Leopard and Battle Doll both at 200, and Paladin held at 77.
How many points? Like, what's the theoretical max points again?
30.
Yeah. So no matter what, the Coyotes have earned enough points to guarantee themselves second place. Because they've got at least 90 points. And Smoke Keshik with 59 going into their match, even if they fully sweep Rise Stars, which would put them in second, and it would propel the Coyotes into first.
Yeah.
So the Coyotes can start celebrating at least a silver medal, hopefully a gold if Smoke Keshik can play spoiler.
Yeah.
And then similarly, the Minnesota Trust earning themselves 12 points won't quite be enough to put them into third, but it does continue to put them safely out of reach of Shadowcat Wizard Gang, and they'll end up in fourth.
Alrighty. Teams are heading out of the lobby. Yeah.
We'll catch you guys next week when the rest of the tournament is playing their week 5s.
Yeah. Hopefully this one match will tide you over and whet your appetite for Stompy Robot Murder.
We'll catch you guys all around. Bye.
Bye.